Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a wrap-up of the books that I read in June, which is not a lot of books. Unfortunately, I had a pretty busy month, but yeah, let's see what I read. So the first book that I read in June was book number 2 in the 100 series, so this is day 21. Enjoyed this one a lot more than the first one. It was a little bit more action-packed, and it was still a 4-star for me. There were a few, I don't know, weird moments that just didn't feel believable, especially in the romances and different relationships that happen in these books. Sometimes they're a bit exaggerated in my opinion, but I still did really enjoy this book and I'm excited to continue on in the series. The next book that I read is Caraval by Stephanie Garber, and I gave this 5 stars. I really loved this book. I felt transported. I read it really quick. I really enjoyed, okay, I'm terrible with names. Let's see, what's their names? Scarlett. I really enjoyed Scarlett as a character. So what this book is about is this girl Scarlett is kind of the main character, and her sister Chella live with their abusive father on this island. Caraval is like a traveling circus game type of thing that's like magical, and she's written to this Caraval master every year for tons and tons of years, and finally he writes her back and gives her tickets to Caraval, but to do that they're gonna have to sneak off this island, go to the private island of Caraval, and then be able to go to it. But she is terrified of sneaking off the island because of their abusive father and things that happened that you learn about in the book. So I really enjoyed this. I'm excited to continue reading the series. I thought it was great. The next book I read is The Reluctant Dragon by Kenneth Grahame, and this is like the tiniest book you will ever see in your life. My friend gave it to me to read because she really loved it, and it's so cute. It doesn't have page numbers in the pages, but if I were to guess, I would say it's like maybe 50 pages. It's really, really short, just like a little children's story. And it's adorable. It's about this little boy who finds a dragon who's living in a cave by his house and how they become friends and different things, and it's just cute. It's cute, it's fun, it's light. I loved it. Okay, so the next book that I read was called Ashes of Revival by Alex Shobe, and this was an ebook. And I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good. This book is about, well, it's in dual perspective. So one perspective is, oh, now I'm not going to remember her name. Okay, I cannot remember her name. I'm really bad with names. But is the queen of this fictional land. She just became the queen because her parents died in an accident, and this government and land, the men are in charge and the women are just there to look pretty. And so her being the queen is not seen as something super great. She's like, she has this council and she's kind of meant to just do whatever they say. But also in this town, when people are arrested, they get put in basically a gladiator ring and they fight each other to the death every night. She decides to stop that, to end the gladiator fights, and there is a revolt in her kingdom. They try and kill her. She has to run away. Then the other perspective is Colton, I believe is his name, and he, at the beginning of the book, is in the gladiator fights. He's been arrested. You see him basically have to fight someone that he knew and kill them, and then he gets released, and they run into each other in the woods, and basically he starts helping her to take back the kingdom. And so this book was really good. It was fun. It was a lot of adventure. The next book comes out, I'll definitely read it. I think it'll be great series, and yeah, it was a really good book. Okay, so the last book that I read in June, I actually finished in July, but I'm including it in this video because I finished it before this video and I felt like including it. So that book is The Woman in the Lake by Nicola Cornick, and I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. It was not what I was expecting. It was kind of slow in parts, but it was still okay. This is about, it takes place in 2 different timelines. One is 1765 and then 250 years later, so basically the present time. And it follows quite a few number of people, but basically this golden dress that seems to kind of possess people and make them do things not different than they would, but like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's like it possesses them and it makes them kind of obsessive about things, I guess. So I was expecting this to be a lot creepier than it was. I felt like you kind of learned what the dress exactly did pretty early. I guess it was about halfway through the book. And this could have been bumped up. Like, I felt like the last half of the book really kind of picked up speed. And it could have been bumped up to a 4-star if the ending had been good, but I felt like the ending was really lackluster. So it was just okay for me. Not something I would read again. So that is all the books that I read in June. Obviously, I did not read very much. I'm hoping to do better in July, but it's going to be another busy month, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Let's move over to what I'm going to be reading in July. Okay, so in July, I'm going to be taking part in a circus read-a-thon. It's called Run Away with the Circus. And this is a read-a-thon that I found through Goodreads. And I'm really excited, so I just wanted to share my TBR for that. There will be other books that I'm going to read during the month, but this is specifically the ones that I'm reading for the circus read-a-thon. Okay, so the first prompt for the circus read-a-thon, Run Away with the Circus read-a-thon, is Menagerie, read a book with an animal in the title. So for that prompt, I chose the Spider Sapphire Mystery, which is a Nancy Drew book, number 45, and I love Nancy Drew. I read it a couple months ago. It's always super easy for me to read. I need some quick and easy reads to catch up for my 100 books challenge, but yeah, that's the one that I chose. Prompt is Big Top, read a book with red and white on the cover. And I was in Target and I was looking at the books because I always do, and I saw this one right after I decided I was going to do this read-a-thon, and I had to pick it up, and it was on sale, so it was perfect, and that is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Yeah, I mean, how could you not pick that up when it's on sale? You're doing a circus read-a-thon. So I did. The third prompt is Cotton Candy, read a light and fluffy book. And this is one that was on my TBR last month and I never got to it. And that is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. And based on what I know, this is going to be a pretty light and fluffy romance. So, yeah, I thought that would be fun. Fourth prompt is Flyers, read a book about or set in space. So for this book, I'm going to be reading the third book in the 100 series. I don't have it yet because I'm going to go and get it from the library. It's the one book I'm allowing myself from the library this month because I still have a bunch from last month I didn't get to. But anyways, that's what I'm going to be reading, the third book in the 100 series. I think it's called Homecoming. So yeah, I'm excited for that. The fifth prompt is Grandstand, read a hyped book. And I don't really pay attention to what is like hyped in the book world. I know there's been like the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and there were a couple of different things, but for this particular prompt in this particular readathon, I decided to go with a book that one of my favorite booktubers has been really talking up lately, and that is the 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin, which is a fantasy. I think it'll be really good, and I'm excited for it. And the last prompt in this readathon is Ringmaster. Read the first book in a series or a standalone. I had a bit of a hard time picking this one because I'm in the middle of a lot of series right now that I want to finish. So I decided to go back to a series that I have actually never read. I've seen the movies. You'll all know them once I show it. It's The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. This particular book is all 3 of the books combined into one, so it's like humongous. But I'm just going to be reading the actual first book and counting it as a single. Anyways, I'm going to be reading The Fellowship of the Ring, and yeah, I'm excited for that. Like I said, I don't think I've ever actually read these. I've seen all the movies. We had the extended cuts. My brother loved them. So yeah, I'm excited for that. So those are all the books that I'm going to be reading for the Runaway with the Circus readathon. I will link down below to the Goodreads group that I'm in. I think it's called The Reading Frenzy. And so if you would like to participate, you can as well. I'm going to be reading other books this month. This is not my entire TBR list, but I just thought I'd share those ones with you. And I've been kind of mood reading, so we'll see what else I get through this month. But I'm excited. This is my first readathon, and I think it'll be really fun. So I hope you all have an amazing day. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel for more content of all kinds. I do books, I do travel, I do cooking, lots of fun things. So I hope to see you again soon.